What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back for another video. Today I'm going to be discussing the Toronto Maple Leafs game tonight against the Montreal Canadiens, September 23rd, the 5th game of the preseason. Now, a lot of people are seeing the lineup and the people that are going to be playing tonight and thinking that this game doesn't mean much and that you're starting to see the actual team separate from the guys that have been on the practice and preseason roster. I'd like to remind you guys that there's still some spots that could be taken away and could be filled, like the 7th defenseman spot, the backup goalie position, and a spot on the 4th line. If you're looking at what's going on right now, they have Rasmus Sandin in one of those spots on the blue line, as well as Martin Marincin, and then there's also a 7th defenseman spot that's available. They also have Dmytro Timashov on the 4th line with the main group for Wednesday's game. I believe they're playing on Wednesday. But those spots can be flip-flopped. I honestly believe that there are some guys on this roster for tonight's game that if they impress enough, they could force Babcock's hand or somebody else's hand to make a switch. And I really do believe that there is a chance that some of these guys that are even playing tonight still have a couple more shots. This might be their last shot to prove that they can still take a spot from a guy on the main team. So don't pencil, guys in until it's official, because there's a really good chance that maybe Rasmus Sandin only plays a handful of games if he actually does make the team. One of these guys has to impress enough to be able to take that spot until Travis Dermott is back. Again, there's a ton of questions, but this is the roster for tonight's game. Pontus Aberg, Kenny Agostino, Darren Archibald, Jeremy Bracco, Adam Brooks, Colt Conrad, Hudson Yelnyk, Pierre Engvall, Tyler Gaudette, Igor Korshkov, Nick Petan, Matt Reed, and Nick Shore. On defense, Kevin Gravel, Ben Harper, Justin Hall, Mac Hollowell, Timothy Liljegren, Jesper Lindgren, Christian Rubens, Jordan Schmaltz. In goal is Michael Hutchinson and Michael Neuwirth. And that's the other thing. They could still, I believe that it's Hutchinson and Neuwirth that are both battling for that backup position. People think Joseph Woll is getting that spot. I hate to break it to you, but it's definitely not going to be Joseph Woll. He's just backing up Freddie Anderson. But these guys, there's a lot of guys that can still impress. I thought Agostino has impressed quite a lot. Jeremy Bracco, I think, needs to have a really good game tonight. Pierre Engvall has played decent. Nick Petan is a guy that I thought would really make the team. He might be the extra forward. And there's a lot of guys here that might be the 7th defenseman. I think Babcock likes Ben Harper as much as everybody else. May not be the biggest fan of him. Timothy Liljegren, who knows? He could still have a spot on this team. These guys really have to impress tonight. When you have a roster that's full of a bunch of guys that are on the bubble, you're really expecting them to make a difference. Now, if we're looking at that battle for the backup goaltender position, I think a lot of people are sold on Michael Hutchinson being the backup. Now, on Michael Neuwirth being the backup. But listen, guys, you can't just pick a guy after, a couple preseason games. It's going to be a battle, and I think tonight's going to be another stepping stone to see who's going to take over that backup position. And who knows? There's a lot of really good goaltenders who have been put on waivers, good backup goaltenders. So there could be a trade. There could be somebody that gets claimed. There's going to be a ton of movement pretty soon here. And the Leafs are going to have to make some decisions because the regular season is coming up really soon. But there's a lot of guys on this roster tonight that we should be looking out for. And I think that blue line position, the 6 and 7 guys are not exactly fully locked in. I think that the Leafs want to keep Marincin there because he can kill penalties. So I would think that he's pretty much a lock. And to be honest with you, Marincin hasn't looked too bad, and him and Sandin together actually haven't looked too bad. So I'm not really mad about that, especially if Marincin can actually, kill some penalties, because the Leafs do need penalty killers. Jake Muzzin is going to be a guy that will probably kill penalties, but I don't want to see guys like Morgan Riley out there killing penalties all the time. You want him for 5-on-5 and power play time. So there's a lot of big decisions that have to be made, a lot of guys that can take spots, so we'll have to see what happens. But the game is tonight against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that game. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.